Hello, book lovers. Welcome to Uncommon Reader. I'm Daniela. Yes, it's me. I know, big change of hair color. I've actually decided to grow my natural gray or white or whatever the color they will come out because I was really tired of doing, the touch-up. So I think this blonder and colder color would blend in whatever comes out of it. And I'm pretty happy with it so far. But anyway, I'm here today to share some footage from my trip from January. My gosh, it's been so long. I haven't shared these images from Ferrara, which is a city in Emilia Romagna, also a university city. And in 1995, by UNESCO, it was declared a World Heritage Site. So I'm going to start blending in some images while I tell you a little bit of this trip. The Estense Castle, which you can see in all its glory still, it's the symbol of the city of Ferrara. It's a magnificent fortress built in 1385. Once home to the powerful Este family, the castle still retains its splendor today. You have to know that most of the Italian castles have been built in the outskirts of towns, but this one sits just in the center of Ferrara. And this is one of the exits into the piazza. Again. It's quite gloomy today, sort of not really foggy, but it's drizzling a little bit. Ooh, there's a cannon I haven't seen yesterday. It's quite complicated to walk on these things. They kind of hurt as well. Let's keep moving. What's around here? This is a little court. So cute. All the pigeons flying. I don't know if you can see them. And there's old stairs here. And this is the restaurant we had lunch yesterday. Drogheria Baxi and C. Really good tortelli, all the specialties like ravioli. They have so many different names. But great food if you happen to come this side of the world. This is the statue of Girolamo Savonarola. He was a Dominican priest born in 1452, a scourge of corruption and decadence of the church. Opposed to all luxury, which he considered a source of depravity, he had those he judged dissolute put on trial, organizing bonfires of vanities, that is, of work of arts, books, and musical instrument. Think that, unfortunately, many works by the Renaissance artists like Botticelli were lost due to his actions. But it turned out that in 1497, he ended up being hanged and burned at the stake as a heretic, schismatic, and for preaching new things. His works were also included in the 1559 Index of Prohibited Books. And this is the Duomo. And my friend told me that it's in constant need of maintenance because of the smog from a factory nearby. A must stop in Ferrara for book lovers is Il Libraccio. This is a famous bookstore chain offering new and used books and a fair amount of books in English. Their top floor can definitely be described as a room with a view. Among the other sites that I visited in Ferrara, the public library was quite stunning. This historical building was once the university headquarters, and my friend and I could even enter the room where they used to perform lessons on autopsies. We also discovered this little museum dedicated to author Giorgio Bassani, who lived in Ferrara for a long time. And he had quite an interesting life, so I want to share some news about him and then also showed you what I bought, although this I didn't buy in Ferrara as I should have, but I bought it later on. Bassani was born in Bologna in 1916. To a wealthy Jewish family originally from Ferrara. In 1935, he enrolled in the Faculty of Literature at the University of Bologna. He graduated in 1939, but here's a catch. So, due to the racial laws enacted in 1938, members of the Jewish race were prohibited to enroll at the university. But the students already enrolled at that time, they would be authorized to continue their studies until they obtained the degree. So he could finish and graduate. In 1940, he was living in Ferrara and he was teaching Italian and history to Jewish students expelled from public schools. He also became an underground political activist, and as an anti-fascist, he was locked up in prison for several months in 1943. When he was released, he got married and went into hiding with his wife, leaving Ferrara. First, he settled in Florence and then in Rome, where he actually spent the rest of his life as a writer and public figure. He lived a long life and died in the year 2000. So let me tell you now about Il Giardino dei Fizzicontini. And few Italian novels of the 20th century have entered so deeply into the hearts of readers as The Garden of the Fizzicontini, a book that has succeeded in uniting private emotions and public history, channeling them towards an absolute narrative involvement. An unnamed narrator guides us through his childhood memories in his first encounters with the children of Fizzicontini, Alberto and Nicole, his peers, made unreachable by a deep social divide. But the racial laws, which descend on Italy like a sudden downpour, bring the three young people closer together, making their encounters as they grow older more and more frequent. I know there was also a movie made, I believe, in Italy from this book, but I was very little when it was released, so I never got a chance to watch it, maybe a couple of scenes, but zero memories. So I'm glad that I got this book eventually. I should have bought this in Ferrara, but actually I bought something different. But before I forget, in Ferrara there is a little museum dedicated to Bassani, which me and my friend went to see, and it was filled with of course, first edition, some of his books, some of his writings, and also a lot of his furniture when he used to live in Ferrara. It was kind of fun. I didn't do any videos inside, but I thought just the little entrance was quite magic and poetic. So speaking of other purchases over there, I actually ended up finding a used bookstore, and I purchased a copy of Things I've Been Silent About in Italian by my beloved Azar Nafisi. And in my book haul from California, I've actually showed you this edition in English. Oh, and did I mention that also the Guardian of Finzi Contini has an English version, and I'll make sure to show you the cover when I'm editing and talking about this book. So Azar Nafisi wrote Things I've Been Silent About in, let me see, 2008. And since I haven't talked to you about this book and just showed you in my video in California, I'm just going to read what it says that I found online. Reaching back in time to reflect on other generations in the Nafisi family, Things I've Been Silent About is also a powerful historical portrait of a family that spans many periods of change leading up to the Islamic Revolution of 1978-79, which turned Azar Nafisi's beloved Iran into a religious dictatorship. Writing of her mother's historic term in parliament, even while her father, once mayor of Tehran, was in jail, Nafisi explores the remarkable coffee hours her mother presided over, where at first women came together to gossip, to tell fortunes, and to give silent acknowledgement of things never spoken about, and which then evolves into gatherings where men and women would meet to openly discuss the unfolding revolution. Oh my God. I just love this topic. I don't know, I'm so drawn to it. Things I've Been Silent About is finally a deeply personal reflection on women's choices and on how Azar Nafisi found the inspiration for a different kind of life. And then she returned to USA, where she had studied as well when she was younger. This unforgettable portrait of a woman, a family, and a troubled homeland is a stunning book that readers will embrace, and you triumph from an author who is a modern master of the memoir. And yes, and you should read anything you can by Azar Nafisi, from reading Lolita in Tehran and from Read Dangerously, which explores why certain books are banned in different countries. So she is such an inspiration to me. I adore her. How did we start talking about Ferrara and ended up in Iran? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I found this book, and actually there were two copies. I bought one and my friend bought another one. So that was kind of cool that we have the same book. So now I have two copies. I have one in English and one in Italian. I don't want to part with any of the two. So this is it. This concludes our video today. I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to chat with you in the comments and see you back here on Uncommon Reader pretty soon. In the meantime, take care. Happy reading. Ciao.